Welcome back. We're here to do the super chats early. Just going to see if I can slightly turn my camera. We are here to do the super chats early. If you can see my cabinet, I am so apprehensive to move the camera because the last time I have, which I'm going to be getting a new setup, a new studio for 2024, so that it's a bit more organized. Okay. I'll just update Giggle just in case she's not in the house. Are you in the house, Giggle? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, so I thought we'd come early. We come live early. I do have clothing on. There is a top. It's just I got a big boggy jacket because it's cool. I might end up taking off a little bit, later. I've got this flyaway hair. You know those moments where you plait or tie your hair and you miss a bit? Yeah, this was like, how did I miss it? And I've got a bit of flyaways, so excuse the flyaways. They're not as neat as it was. How are we all doing with these lovely transits? Are we feeling a bit more zesty? Are we feeling a bit more? Probably not. Some of us will do. Some of us are trying to go with the flow. Some of us are celebrating a weekend, especially if you've been working and you're like, oh, the grace of a weekend. How many of you can directly relate? I need to get ready to move back into the new week. And you're like, oh, Lord. Excuse the French. But look, any person I directly have spoken to, regardless of whether they knew the astrology, has absolutely, even when I was shopping to go to a Christmas event, the lady at the shopping centre at this shop I went to, she was like, I've been ever so tired. I must have this head where people just want to have a chat to me. And she started having a good yarn to me. She was following me around the shop as I was shopping and, looking for what I was looking for. And we were talking about everyone's feelings and how she feels so spent, so tired. I said, look, everyone I've talked to has said all we want for Christmas is a pillow, less stress, bit of time to reflect. And I think really Mercury retrograde, I was discussing it with my partner. In Mercury retrograde, you get the cliches, you get the energy of, cross wires. We could have something to do with 2020 coming up, which I'll mention this. And at some point, I'm going to be doing energy updates that are very separate to the super chats. But, it becomes a little bit more personable if I'm having a chat to you before we jump into the super chats and then we get tucked into it. I won't do that too long, though, because I'm sure a lot of you are like, just give me my super chat. So with Mercury retrograde, you do get the cliches. You've got the look, check in with your passwords. If you are starting something new, it's I just kept hearing the term foundation. And I think, it's a little bit like if you're putting cosmetics on, if you don't have your foundation right, you're not going to get a great outcome. In business, sometimes we need to restructure and you need that foundation, but you can't do it when you're run down. So Mercury is asking you to understand that during this time, some old things are going to come up, especially because of the degree point and the fact that Pluto is going to be transitioning into Aquarius in January. There could be some frustrating things from the past that need reviewing. And it's very common that during Christmas and New Year's, we naturally do that inevitably anyway. It's just going to feel that intellectually more so because it is Mercury. Two planets that can link to wellness, that is not medical advice, it's transits and how they directly can impact us from an energy point of view. We do have two that are going direct that can magnify our vibration. But again, if we're going to burnout and we've gone to extremes, what we can find is we can get a bit run down, get unwell. Really good time between now and January 2024 to look after your wellness, to, practice good PPE, especially because of the placement of Venus. Really checking the use by dates on foods, use the look, feel, smell, and if any of those are off, don't even go to the taste, discard. Make sure you're itemizing your food that you're putting in your refrigerator, really assessing maybe if you're going to food halls in a shopping centre, what you're actually purchasing, how long the food's been there, just so that from a cautionary point of view, you're protecting yourself, because Scorpio can have that. And you can find some hidden gems as well. The other thing is, Venus and Scorpio will make us feel very deep. We can be emotionally very protective of ourselves. We also can be super needy and obsessive. Okay, so you can go from one extreme to the other. And it's almost like the and I do have Venus and Scorpio. So, lately I've noticed it's like, right, I'm simply not vibing with my clothing. I want to update my wardrobe. And image and identity can be so much more than that. It can be your website. It could be your direction and how you're showing up, your attitude setting, and how people are seeing you and perceiving you. So it depends, again, where it does link to in your personal birth chart. But at a collective level, it's going to bring two polarities. On one side of the fence, it's going to it can bring up the things that are hidden in our subconscious mind, the values. And what we value could be something deep and meaningful, and intellectually, more than likely, you're going to want substance in food. You're also going to feel it can cause paranoia. So it's like, are you telling me the truth? Why are you telling me this? Why are you telling me so much? But in reacting and relating to other people, especially with Mercury going retrograde, what we do need to find is some secrets can be coming out. Secrets, deep conversations. So it can be deep. It can be deep. Let's just leave it at that. But yes, we can be controlling. We can come about as very controlling and obsessive. You could have some stalkers coming about. And the subconscious mind can be problematic. Tired but can't sleep. I must say, Jupiter being there at the moment, especially with transits in Jupiter, you're more than likely going to crave things that are very heavy, especially with Scorpio. You also could overindulge with both Scorpio and Sagittarius placements. You're going to like spicy food. You can think about holidays and travel and the Jupiter energy, which is the expansion and what to do. You also could be feeling like you need to get on a health kick. Now, the funny thing is, what I've noticed is I have gone off food. It's almost, and it's weird because I do have Venus and Scorpio. It's like, that's not really my vibe. So the overindulgence aspect of things, it's been, I think, because of Sagittarius, it will maybe bring about people wanting to be more cautious about what they're eating, even though it is the silly season. Overindulgence is possible. That can be with pacifiers. So you could be going to extremes with drinking. And again, I don't promote any of these things. It's just statement pieces, drinking, pacifier, smoking. Just looking at that, we could be kicking some habits as well, or going to extremities. So try and keep the balance with it, even though the South Node of Libra is causing issues with that. But yes, sleeping. Forgiveness and acceptance, which is what I have been trying to get for 5 years now. Yeah, I think, look, forgiveness is not necessarily that it's condoning a behavior. It's more, a lot of us, and especially with placements in Scorpio, it's control-related dynamics. And I think one of the hardest things, and the way we directly move through healing, can be when something is completely outside of our control. But we may keep revisiting that circumstance. Why? Is because we feel if it was within our control, like I said with coaching session that I did, which was I may turn into a podcast and open it up to the public, which was about our psyche, how we handle things, how we deal with separation. And in the separation, initially, we're going to go through the 7 stages of healing. We're going to be looking at circumstances. But the one thing that is the hardest to stomach is when you don't have any answers. When you are reviewing it, you're re-looking at it, and you're like, the ego is like, but if I can actually get to the root cause of this can never happen to me again. And generally, it won't happen to you if your behavior is changing, or you can take some key things away from it and you can move beyond. So the ego will tell you, if I don't learn if I don't review and look and understand, maybe this will happen to me again, and I really don't want that to happen. The one thing is, good and bad people will get hurt. What you learn will be a skill, but it's not, I burnt my hand on the stove, I'm never going to touch the stove again. I'm going to wear gloves next time. So you're taking little snippets of things, but it's not to avoid the possibility of that. It's to go into things very gradually and emotionally intelligent wise to go into it gradually with a knowledge of maybe what your needs are without actually lowering your standards to a point that's an acceptable practice. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you know, what did we do previously? How can we do this differently next time? And I think then accepting where our lives are, it's not saying it's great. It's saying, okay, I acknowledge where I am right now. Now, what is my hope, dream, aspiration? Neptune's going to be shaking some crap up, honestly. Saturn went direct in the same placement. Spiritually, with the 12th house, all of us collectively are going to get to a space where, with Neptune being retrograde and Saturn both in the same house, the 12th house can cause dramas because we're apprehensive to do with making choices. Also, the circumstances of heaviness of the past and getting quite stuck with those things can feel frustrating. It's like, I am where I am. Why can't I move forward? This is really frustrating me. As they move direct, we have more information. But when Neptune goes direct, what you're going to find is it's a void zone. You're not going to have that information right away. So it's going to feel, again, it's like the return to apprehension, the return to disillusionment, and everything's going to be the same. But you need to wait for that to move slightly out of shadow, and then the clarity is going to come, and all these creative ideas, emotional, spiritual, a lot of healing can come through. So it's about being patient with yourself and understanding the weather forecast with transits. And I'm not saying weather, you get what I'm saying. And then we can realistically plan for the future, take direct action. But if we're in avoidance, which the 12th house can cause, we are then spiritually giving permission to our mental entanglement to say that's acceptable. And the nodes will shift there. So these are key areas we really do need to master because it's not going away. It's coming soon. The other thing is with Aries and the North Node, for those of you that understand astrology, it's a mathematical point that they calculate. That energy can be a pattern that we're needing to move towards in order to balance the Libra attributes in life, which can be marriages, contracts, partnerships, our relationship sector, our love, balance and harmony. You can see collectively how certain countries, maybe their alliances aren't as great. It's because it's a renegotiation time. It's gone to the South Node. We're looking at maybe our more assertive sides that we're requiring inside of ourselves. And, what are we fighting for? So we can see disputes collectively, globally. It's not staying. Well, I can't say it's not staying. It's not wrapping up completely. But any aspect has yin to the yang. It's got the higher octane and it's got the lower. So we're going to see both, and we're trying to balance that. So the eclipse, we're not going to have another total in Aries, which means this cycle is a brand new chapter for all of us, linked in our chart as well as at a collective level. But it can be about 20 years before that situation wraps up. Now, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like I said, you get the yin to the yang. But the next nodal shift will be next year. It's going to be moving into Pisces. I don't know the exact date. I'll get back to you on that. But I do know the next cycle, regardless, disregard the date I mentioned, is going to be in the house of Pisces. So pay attention to that. We've got key themes. I would say Pisces, Pisces and Virgo, and Aries and Libra subjects are going to be worked on quite heavily, as well as Aquarius with Pluto for 20 years. It can vary. Anyway, let's get into the super chats. Any questions before I jump into the super chats? How have you been experiencing this? Have you been feeling as though you've been making New Year's resolutions? Have you been feeling you're just so tired you haven't had 5 seconds to think? Sleeping, a lot of high heart chakra at the moment as a possibility. Also, a lot of intellectual ego that we can be purging, and foundational, a lot of base chakra. So bones. Well, Pluto and Aquarius should stay there quite a bit. So it's, and we will never have Pluto in Capricorn again in our lifetime, because it takes so long for it to go around the whole 12 houses, that this is a goodbye. So yes, for all of us, wherever that is, take that Pluto placement very, very, how would I say it? Watch it like a hawk. Whatever happened during the year, I think it was around March. I'll check the dates, but you want to pay attention to that, because between now and 2024, it's coming back again. And because it's at the critical degree, it can be almost like all that junk has been thrown at you, and it can be a lot of unfinished business. Say for Libra, for instance, it is linked to home, family, children. So what you directly will see is those key things coming up. It could be home-based businesses. It could be, purchasing a home. It could be work that's needing replaced, issues with children, children having children, you having a child, whatever those things are, they directly will be coming back up again, those areas. Mother energy. Okay, retrogrades. Let's have a look. So we had Pluto, get back to 2023. We had Pluto move into the house of Aquarius. What date? Let me see. The 1st of May until the 11th of October. Okay. So if you can think back to that time, and in the collective, we did have a lot of subjects to do with IT, technology. It can be a lot of intellect. It can be to do with human rights, because it is the human rights kind of energy with Aquarius, but it's group energy. And it also can be pack mentality, where everyone's got to be the same. But we really can never have that. I mean, we all have a carnal need of food, shelter, water, but belief systems, value systems, they're always going to be different. So Pluto in the 11th and the 7th. So subjects to do with friends, subjects to do with money, goals, aspirations. This can be, various things. So the 11th house, but it's also maybe the role you were taking on, as well as relationship sector, marriages, contracts, partnerships, clothing, food, love. So that, and it's moving into Aquarius. So it's going to shift houses. So it's almost like we're going to be like, I would say, like the scales, trying to balance both subjects. But when you've got old things going on as well as new things, it messy. Okay, so old situations coming up. It's going to drive you a bit batshit crazy. Try and keep cool. Probably coming up around Christmas. We'll already feel it in shadow because it's happening in January, so don't be surprised. I mean, I literally have seen the energy of Aquarius popping up already in the last 2 months. Great time to do your logins, to do your change of passwords, to know where those aspects are. Hundreds of astrologers on YouTube. Like I said, I'll try and get back to during the astrology updates, my psychic predictions of what I see happening as we transition over, if that's going to help. Okay, so let's dig in and do, the 29-degree point. Once it gets there, it's a lot. And I already have had circumstances relating to that 4th house playing out again. I was like, and I had warned my partner, my twin, I was like, this shit's going to come up again. And he looked at me, he was like, and when it did, he was like, really? I was like, yeah, love. Again. So those circumstances with the 4th house, it can be to do with children. It can be to do with home, mother energy, healing, because it's emotions. It's Pluto, having to let it go. Could be getting rid of things maybe that were from ancestors that maybe we no longer need, but we held on like it was them. The 4th house. Each zodiac will be individual though. So we'll get into Tracy, and feel free to ask questions even after the super chats. If you listen to the beginning of this video and you found that there was something that you wanted to ask a question about, go for gold. Ask a question, I will answer. The fifth, children. Fun. Sometimes the fifth house can be a bit of a bugger from my experience. I actually found that with the fifth house, it can be indulgence. I actually had weight gain. I was very, very creative. Did become quite creative. Hi, Tracy. What would you like to know, my love? What do you want me to look at? Oh. What are you wanting to leave behind? Are you on the fence about something? It looks like you want to leave something behind. Is this to do with work? What's going on? Whatever comes in. Well, the first thing I'm getting is separating away from something. But then I heard a holiday. Okay, so it felt as though there was either you were in two minds about a circumstance you're dealing with. I'm sure I need the job. X, I'm sure. Okay, so there's something to do with a situation. And again, Pluto could be bringing this crap up, especially it depends on where Pluto in Capricorn is landing in your chart. There is something to do with the past that you're dealing with. It's either they're showing back up or they're or it's aspecting mentally, emotionally, because it is in the crowning energy, but there's something to do with the past. Now, this could be, feeling you need to go left and right. And sometimes even when we need a job, it's, could you do it for 20 years, for instance? And, with Uranus and Taurus, a lot of that is bringing about a lot of changes. So we may want something, but it's almost like there's going to be transformations in these departments. But I definitely see a break. I see a bit of travel. I see time when you're needing to gain perspective, but we're definitely getting these emotions. Now, there could also be something going on with that individual that could be triggering, although I'm not really picking it that you feel triggered. You could be, let's not judge a book by its cover. So the energy of what's being shown is there's a potential there could be some old feelings kind of coming up with this circumstance. But I do see travel. I do see a bit of a break. I'm seeing you needing to step back to emotionally think about, what you're doing from here. He's triggered. I'm not. There you go. Okay. Now, there's a possibility there has been communication. Bringing up the things of the past, because we have a card here to do with the past position where your viewpoint of it and their viewpoint of it is chalk and cheese. It's totally opposite. You also could be listening, thinking about that time frame, and again, they're just really being clear with me. I'm really not seeing this the same way you are. Yeah, so there's a lot to do with it's like extreme. It's the Scorpio energy. It's like you did this, you did that, but it's the it could be to do with the betrayal. But again, it's the extremities. There could have been one individual might have gone to extremes in this. But again, I'm hearing the term white noise. And, in the heart of it, look what we've got, the devil. Yeah, it's almost like you're looking at it and going, I don't really see it that way. This also could be a document that you're needing to address. Well, it is, because when we do look at connections, I went in and had a chat to, there was a coaching session, a therapy session I went 2 years ago with my daughter. And, this individual had a very good perspective, which is the way we should see all people with our communications and how we see things. And it was almost like, okay, what do you see on this side? And this was one person discussing what they saw. And the other person was like, well, no, that's incredibly wrong because this is what I see. And then the other person, the observer, was like, well, this is what I see. So there's all sides of it and they're all real. It's just how you see something. You can still accept that you see it that way, but you can then hear that person and that person could be saying, well, that's how I saw it. And that was something we were doing in the members in a coaching session, was to actually say that, when we talk to people, are we actually talking and exchanging, or are we coming from a place of our wound and exchanging? Because there is a difference between active listening, okay, and then reiterating what the person has said. Okay, to my understanding, is this what you're saying? Is this how my reaction made you feel? That was not my intent. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's getting to the root of it, but yeah, it's like their viewpoint of it and their perception and perspective. You may not even know that you did the things you did, apparently. And you may not see it that way, but that again can be because of their personal trauma to do with previous relationships, and it could be accidentally projected to you. I felt like I was being gaslighted for the longest, but then realized we had two different experiences. Yeah, and this is the good thing about a Mercury retrograde and Pluto, is that we can get to the root causes of things and have things, I said, Scorpio, what was hidden come to the surface, of the reasons why maybe there was problems. This also can be, as you're still looking at it, that it's a non-workable situation. Am I correct in saying that? Because we still have, could the circumstance have been the cause of some breakdowns? From the cards, it's looking like that is a possibility. There also is a partnership here. Now, could it be that there is a partnership here? So this can be you're moving forward. It's aiding you both to move forward. I feel it is, but he doesn't. I do feel this person does want to reconcile, but I feel first this person wants to know that both of you get each other. It's like cracking a code. That's what I'm getting. It's like trying to crack a code. So it is that this is repairable. There's a lot of chemistry between you. The chemistry is, and you would need to look back for that. I definitely can see this person is deeply attracted to you. Is this person now currently in a relationship? Because I do feel, look, even if this person is in communication with you, it means there's unfinished business. Yeah. Look, it feels as though this person does want to move in towards you. They have a lot of chemistry. You're feeling like you have to move forward. They're feeling, you got to get the reasons why it's there. I still feel you're going to get communication very, very deeply. I was actually saying this to a patron in the house, and within 2 days they got communication. There appears to be, how that comes about is, it's divinely guided. It could be suddenly you decide, okay, I need to reach out to this person, or it could be this person bumping into you. But I do see unfinished business here, and I feel this human being is aspecting in your life. So I don't feel it's gone. I feel that there is the energy coming through. You potentially could be thinking, look, after all that was said and done, after all the mess that occurred, how is it a possibility? Do I have to move forward? What I am seeing is there still is that distinct possibility that that situation can be changing and it can evolve. You're in two minds. There is time. Oh, I so relate to this. I've so been where you've been. Look, there are some days, honestly, you look at this and you're like, no, look, let's be realistic. There was so much mess. Haven't heard from the person. It's over. And then the thought, the feeling, it comes back up again. And you're going, universe, I'm trying to move forward. And it comes back in your energy aura. You feel you're in a catch-22. Like you're sort of like, look, I wouldn't mind such. I just wish we could get on the same page. But the foundational row is sometimes we feel we need to protect ourselves. So universe is saying, let go of control. Trust the plan. Why? Is because sometimes we're in too much masculine energy because we don't understand the art of manifestation. Manifestation can be co-created, but when we have direct specifications of how that comes through, it's sort of like it will come through in a sense of, which is not a bad thing, it's a good thing. Because Aries has big changes, which are inevitably going to be positive. You just are going to find the difficulty and also know your power. So, could it be an olive leaf regardless if that person did something wrong to you? 100%. It could be an olive leaf. It could be a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well. Statement pieces, not instigating the person to call you, making a statement piece. If that person then chooses to, it's not a requirement. You move into detachment and you let universe do its work. So in manifestation, if it is in your energy and you are being true to yourself, whatever it is, be it it's a job, a person, place, or thing, you need to know that universe has the very best of intentions for you. And when you spiritually let go, you acknowledge first what you want. You don't go into the ego energy of, how would that need to come about? Honest to gospel, I have seen this in play so many times, and I do practice this myself. I know that universe will give me all the tools. Universe will give me what I am needed at the correct time. Rejection is the universe's protection, but it also brings it about in an art of appreciation. It comes so much easier when we don't react to it. Does that make sense? So it's like, I acknowledge the fact that I have feelings for the person. I don't know how to solve this situation. I do desire to have the balance. I'm scared I might get hurt, but I know that's inevitable in any connection, but I do have power and I can protect myself. I do have my yeses and nos. I'm going to be truthful to myself, and then universe will bring what my heart's desires are to me. And you'll find that will work very well for you. Okay? I hope that helps. But it's when we have but there's that problem, but they would need to do that. We're actually blocking it because we're in that inner child energy, right? And again, Aries and Chiron at the moment, when it goes direct, you're going to feel more positive. You're going to feel very tired at the moment. You're going to feel more positive, and you're probably going to feel more vital. Okay, my love? Thank you, Giggle. Twin Flame Love Potion, welcome. What would you like to look at? Most welcome, Tracy. I hope that helps, doll. Let's see. Tracy. Oh, Tracy. We've done Tracy. Extremely tight. It will pick up. I want you to PM me back, be it it's on this video. Wait till mid-month and tell me how good you feel. I'm telling you, let's get the dates of when we get. Okay. Neptune went direct on the 6th of December. So if everyone was feeling foggy, have some patience. Okay. Keep your fluid up. Avoid pacifiers. Psychic attacks are possible. For the first, I would say, week. Hard aspects also can bring that about. Try not to make any major decisions if you feel unsure. You could feel all spiritually going backwards. You're actually still going forwards. It's just the shadow energy. The other thing I can say is Jupiter goes direct on the 31st. You will have more energy from the 31st. So going into January, we'll have a lot more energy. But you're probably going to start getting the shadow the week before. So you could get some, optimism. Chiron, however, will go direct on the 27th of December. And so that can bring our vitality back. So it is going to shift. It's because of the placements that are causing these issues where we're not feeling as zealous. The other thing is because we do have Sagittarius placements, energy can be picking up. All right. Well, last week you mentioned a resistance that will cause a tower. Can you see what that is? Okay. I always pick the energy up from where we are today. So referencing the past is difficult because my guides come in and they're like, right, this is what we have to talk about today. resist it. If there is something generally that you are resisting addressing, instead of you having the power in it, it will happen to you, for you, but to you. You will know where that links. So if we're reluctant with it, it's going to give us 3 warning signs. It's going to be a thought process, then it's going to be a near miss, then it's going to be the situation. Maybe it's settled. Anything about DM joint connection if it comes up. Let's see what comes through. Okay, what does twin flame love potion need to know? I'm going to try and not knock that. I don't want the camera to go out. Oh, drives me crazy. Okay. Have you been dreaming about this person? Your ideal and your hope is to join with this person. They know in order for that to happen, they need to take a leap of faith. Okay, there's 2 sides of the coin here I'm seeing. Their perspective, your perspective. That's what I'm hearing. There's 2 different perspectives here. They're also making reference to the fact you need to get inside this person's head. And I don't mean, how do I put it? Again, something I referenced in the member in the coaching session is actually understanding how this person ticks. That can be a key to a breakthrough for you. Information is power. Okay, if you had been wondering, has this person's personality changed? This can be more on the lower frequency things. I am saying yes, that has. Again, there could be a circumstance surrounding wealth. This person's a very driven individual. Okay, there's something really spiritually that was blocking them at a point, and it could have been a betrayal that they experienced many moons ago. It's almost like they're healing from this. It's moving to the past. But there also is a change in the way they are looking and approaching their life. What zodiac are they? They're making reference to the moon. Why are they making reference to the moon? Yeah, it could be home and family, but I feel it's a how would I put it? A stamp of time. Little bits. You could be resolving a situation to do with the past. I'm hearing ghostly quiet. He's an Aries Scorpio moon. Ah, that's why. I knew there was a reason why. This month, they're going to be in your energy quite a bit. Okay, the moon, when I see the moon, I also, because I study astrology, understand it, it's like, get my psychic messages. I'm like, why is the moon coming out? Why are they making reference to this? The first thing I heard was a total eclipse of the heart. Now, with the energy of Aries and the North Node in Aries, there's big personal changes. But this change, these new beginnings, are bringing in an opportunity to rebuild, to heal for this person. And it's going to be present for them and things and goals they're working towards for the next 20 years, right? This also, with the energy of Scorpio, is a brand new beginning. The thing you really want to know is where that person's Venus and Pluto is. That's going to show the relationship sector of when the hot spots are for you. I do think this person's changing. I do think there is going to be, again, a celebration time. They're making reference to birthday energy. But this feels a celebration time. This could be Christmas and New Year's. Social events they're going to. They are thinking of the past. They definitely are. But their behavior patterns, I do feel, have evolved and grown. This person can at times be quite critical on themselves. The focus of work has been a key theme, and that is particularly because of transit, so I'm not surprised it's coming up in this person's road. Were you worried at a point to do with betrayals? Because they're referencing this. There is a decision they're making, a major one. You both have a lot on your plate. That's what they're referencing as well. I don't know if there's something to do with home and a renovation and inheritance, something to do with such. But they're definitely referencing the past. Yeah, and they're like, that is in the past for them. There was a reason why spiritually at that point in their life, that's how they were. And it's not that that's who they are. It's that's where they were at. That's what I'm hearing. That has gone to the past position. All of those temptations, I think, it's almost like when you sip from the devil's cup. It's like, this tastes like poison. Why would I want to keep doing this? There's a cause and an effect. This person does feel if they move towards that, they'd be very regretful. And you could be a little bit apprehensive to do with that. Okay, so there is a part of you that wants this person, desires this person. It's almost like you're challenging them in universe to just get that shit together, come towards you. But again, this is what I mean by manifestation. If we are problem solving, if we're spiritually trying to protect ourselves, but then our heart wants what the heart wants, we're sending out mixed signals to universe. And so inadvertently, we accidentally can manifest that reoccurring again. Your biggest fear with this circumstance is that you think this person works too much. You think this person changes things up on you. You think this person's going to go back to being a bit of a player. Well, I can't say a bit of a player. And you think they party too hard. And then you're feeling as though if you do go back into that, are you going to regret that? Now, these are all memories of the past of what you knew that person to be. Effectively, have you changed? If you have changed, this person also can change. Now, there are key individuals on the planet, yes, 100% that won't, that it's just ingrained, e.g. a narcissist, that would need therapy, and even then, separate. Again, I'm not a medical physician. You get my point. Your biggest fear is, why am I attracted to this? You are attracted to it. What it can be showing you is how you can be detached, how you can actually enjoy yourself, how you don't need to be the masculine all the time, and to find that spiritual balance. Yeah. Now, for you, it is to do with the memory system. What you need to say is, I acknowledge the ego of the fear. I acknowledge how that triggers me, but spiritually, I'm getting a new understanding of this because it's changed. I do see a possibility of a change in direction, but I do see this person very, very focused at the moment. And universe is saying, well, they're cleaning up shop and getting things organized. They're showing me 3 different areas for you that are quite heavy on your side of the fence, that you are trying to autocorrect, tweak, and resolve. They're saying do that in the interim, because as movement happens, which can be quite sudden, you're going to need to get those ducks in a row. Do you get what I'm saying? They're not showing anything negative here. They're showing that there is a large focus on this, but they're also saying focus on these 3 different areas that need addressing, finalize them, because this movement is coming. Okay, I hope that helps. There's nothing bad here, love. It's more a worry, fear-based frequency. I do think this person's quite driven. I do think this person knows that they're actually doing things. So how can I explain it? It's like the problems that they feel they have at hand, they're addressing. They're not in avoidance of them. They're taking responsibility. They know what the blocks and the hang-ups are. They also do know that if they moved back in towards a karmic, they'd be regretful. That's what I'm saying. A karmic cycle. You get me? Just most welcome, Marie. Have we got a Marie in the house? Have you got something to sign, Marie? I just picked up the pen and I was like, well, that's weird. Oh, yes. My neck. Any messages that wants to come? Any guidance? Painful few days. Oh, my love. You got to rest, girl. You need to rest. You need to not be so hard on yourself. It's all that Aries Scorpio energy, I tell you. Mm-hmm. What do we have for Marie? Yeah, okay. Now, why are they making, again, they could be making reference to the moon due to the fact that you have placements in those placements I was talking about. Subjects to do with home are coming up. This could be maybe needing to be home, maybe having subjects with your family or children coming up. I'm hearing, I don't know who sings the song. Let me Google it. Bruno Mars. Talking to the Moon, I'm hearing. You might want to go check that song. It could have a spiritual message for you. Look at this, Talking to the Moon. But definitely things to do with home, family, could be kids, siblings, inner child. You may need the yellow chakra balanced. I'm hearing the term burnout. My dad passed away 2 days ago. Oh, my love. There you go, Talking to the Moon. Okay. Interesting. Man, and look, it is a man. Man in the moon. Usually this spiritual energy of an ancestor that has transcended over, they spiritually will come to your messages. Especially they will try to protect you and look after you. Their energy will be very happy to be around you during that time. They're showing me an old TV set. What's to do with this old TV set? Is this something that belongs to this person? I mean, this is an old TV. What the hell are they referencing here? I mean, what year would that be? You know, the old TVs, the box ones, and they got the whole... Do you know the type of TV? Did this person have one? I do think there's going to be individuals that are going to crop up around you. There is a partnership here. You do wish, like what you're wishing for wishes for you. Something is going to transform. You do need to rest. The mind here is very busy. Wood around it, yeah. Okay, so that can be that person coming through, because I'm actually physically seeing this old TV. Now, so grandmother had this TV. Was that on dad's side? Because they're making reference to this old TV. It had the legs on it. I'm seeing like, I don't know if it was wood or vinyl, but it's, you know, wrapped around the TV. It's old school. So is that on dad's side of the family or mum's side of the family? Because this person's actually waiting. This person's there. I'm seeing static on the TV. I'm seeing people sitting. It feels almost like it was yesterday. It just feels like people are sitting. No, on my mum's side. Okay, well, again, spiritually, was the date close by to nan and dad? Is there a link somewhere, because they're making reference with these two individuals? It could be a date. There's always a reason. Or it could be that these two were very close to you, but they're making reference, and the carpet, cool carpet, man. That energy, that era. I'm seeing like people sitting, watching TV. They feel small. This could be a person's memory. Yeah, we're getting the innocent energy. We're getting the taking you backwards, taking you back in time. There is going to be balance. You're like, oh, why now? All these other things have popped off. It's just like really, it's been poor timing, if you get my thing. My mother's birthday was December the 6th and dad passed away the 7th. Okay, so they're referencing that closeness point. These two energies are still around. Usually, again, anniversary dates can be when people are actually coming through spiritually. They also say if you've got a birthday, anniversary, it's big times. These energies come in to help the people transition over, but also to support you guys down here. This is going to bring everyone together in a weird way. I do see an external energy, somebody of the past coming in during this time. This can be somebody wanting to mosey on in. I don't feel there's malice intent with that. I do feel spiritually this person does want to be a support. This could be an ex, I'll just say. Yeah, but again, that side of the family, the energy coming over due to a date, which is a birthday, the energy being close. So they'll always show up, on Pacific days. And I do believe your mum will be here for quite a while. Yeah, there's somebody trying to support her. There's somebody coming in trying to support. There is something to do with money coming up. There could be dramas with paperwork. They're making reference to dramas with paperwork. Can this reference your dad's side? Yes, it could, or it could be on your side. But there's something to do with dramas with paperwork, dramas with situations, protecting the innocent, inner child, definitely. But I do see a person coming in. Oh, bless. Yeah, this person, who's this person that's wanting to come into support? I do see somebody from the past here. Because you've actually got two energies. You've got an old and you've got, how do I put it? You've got someone who is very, very platonic. Yeah, look, it can be messy. Again, how we deal with emotions. I think if you just can have empathy with yourself, with why it's happening that way. It's not how we ultimately want it to be happening, but sometimes it can break us away to help us spiritually grow, and then we come back together again. Very similar, we had a lot of passings in our family, and when my father passed, the closest to family, everyone went their separate ways. And then the spiritual energy, once healed, everyone's recommunicating again. So, and again, we've got subjects to do with siblings coming up in astrology. So there can be some conflict. I feel you're trying to step back. I also feel you're trying to be balanced and understanding. Also, don't put too much pressure on yourself at the moment, because you got to listen to your body, right? Airplane's going down. What do? You put your oxygen mask on first. If you need to take 5, take 5. They are saying it's going to balance out. You want to do what's morally right and you will step forward if need be. Yeah, it's just there's a lot of headaches. There's a lot of cloudiness. They're also making reference to the fact, don't regret what wasn't said. If you want to communicate with that person, I do feel their energy. Look, whenever we transition over, their energy changes. So it's still innately how the person is, but 90% of the time, it's had an intent to come into the earth. When it transitions out, it's a different vibration. But they are saying, please do not regret anything you didn't say. Let go of that. Get out of your head. Grace what was. Yes, they know that there's dramas. They're sorry. They're making reference to they're sorry. They're saying help is coming in. Don't think too much of that. They're saying, because look, we've got the up in our head, it messy. Don't do that. Remember the good vibe, that of what is out of our control. It's going to take a little bit of time, but they're saying you can talk to them, especially if there were things you wished you could have said. They're saying, don't look at it like that. You're going to see them again anyway. They're like, don't do that. Waste of energy. If you want to communicate with me, they're referencing, you can communicate with me. They're going to be there for you. They're also saying live life. Live life to the fullest. I do see maybe a person who is an ex coming in to support. It could be a friend. I do feel this is of the opposite sex, but I also feel shortly after, love getting into balance. That's what I'm spiritually saying. I hope that helps, my love. I know it's a shitty time, but don't apologize if you need to. Like, this is the worst time it could happen. Why? It's because we say to ourselves, it doesn't feel jolly, doesn't feel like New Year's. You're just so very in the moment. If you do smile, don't feel guilty. If you do want to cry, don't feel guilty. Just go with the flow with that. But they're saying it's okay to, have your moment. I hope that helps. Take care, beautiful. We're here for you. Dawn, how you doing, Pedal? Oh my gosh, Dawn's karaoke machine's coming through. Okay. Oh, Dawn, what's going on, girl? Yeah, it's hard. Look, even today, what was it? It was yesterday. I was having I think it's been about 2.5 years with my father. And, you have your good days and your bad days, especially with the things that you couldn't control and you wished it was different. Yeah. So, Dawn, what's going on with food here, girl? Are you getting ready for a party season? Or are you getting ready for, I don't know, is there emotional overindulgence? You're tired. Haven't you ever noticed it's a bit like when we're tired, we're like, do we need sustenance? Is that going to work? Is it going to give me my, is it caffeine? Is it some extra food? Yeah, you're like, when am I going to be happy? You generally don't honestly are a happy person. But it could be, when am I getting my cake? When am I getting my happiness? When can I celebrate? Am I going to have that? Yeah, you've been ready for a while. You're like, am I ready? I've been ready. I was supposed to have a friend over for a fire. They cancelled. Everything happens for a reason. Rejection is universe's protection. Oh, okay. Wow. You are going to have a very social time. I can say that. So rest where you can. But generally, your energy is happy. I I do feel your twins energy really heavy today, Dawn. Like it's obsessively thinking about you. Like obsessively. What is this song? This is a bizarre song. What a random song. I have heard this song before, but I wanted to read it before the message landed. Because I didn't want this to be taken out of context because I'm really not feeling this song as bad. I feel it's more when it's like you look at something in the shop and you're like, that is amazing. That is just wow, I'd love to own that. I'd love to have that. Love to enjoy that. And you look at the price tag and you're like, it can't be. But I want that. This person, this is the way they're actually looking at you. Now, the song is, I love you, I hate you. Now, don't get it twisted. You need to read the lyrics. This is almost like a confession song. The first chorus is, this can be your energy, but also feel this person's very reciprocal. It's like, getting mad at themselves when maybe cross wires have happened, but also having these deep, deep feelings. We've got the third party energy here. But the funny thing is, it's almost like they know where they want to be, but they know what they have to do. They know what they want, but they know what they have to do. Okay, so feeling used and I'm still missing you. And I can't see the end of this. Just want to feel your kiss against my lips. And now all this time is passing by. But I still can't seem to tell you why. It hurts me every time I see you, realizing how much I need you. Now, I will let you go and read the rest because I do feel there is a message. But this person just feels so deep at the moment. Very, very deep. And it feels a bit, it's almost like that moment you want to be the fool card and tarot and jump off the cliff and jump towards your destiny. I'm going to pull 3 cards for them because theirs is pretty, how would I put it? Whenever I'm channeling an energy, whomever's energy is coming in, it's going to be the more dominant one, and your twin's energy at the moment is the more dominant one than anything that is coming through in your read. So it's like you, could be very tired. You are almost at that point. Look, you just don't know how to look at it. But this person is having, some very, very deep feelings. Let's see what they want to say to you, which I think they're going to. I still, every time I channel your energy, there could be a little bit of a block on your side of protectiveness, which is natural, especially when we've been hurt before. Well, anger is usually a sign of key love, I'm telling you, because it's frustration. Rah! Get away from me, you irritate me. Yeah, it's passion. Triggering. Yeah, they're fed up. They're fed up of stagnation. They're fed up. So sad. They feel very regretful of getting themselves into a circumstance when it's almost like, why did I do what I did? Why did I get myself in this circumstance? I'm like, feeling like you're going to be the bad guy on one side because you started life that maybe does not resonate with you anymore, but you are going to have to be the bad guy at some point. But it's like they feel now they're being the bad guy to themselves because they're not getting anything they want. They're very sad. They're feeling the same to do with Christmas. It's almost like they're wanting to have a moment. But there is this obsessiveness. There is a lot of issues around them in their karmic relationship. This person does get very bombarded with the karmic, with their expectations, needs, and desires. There is a lot of insecurities with this person. This person at times feels like they're drowning. They can't admit that to other people. How do I explain it? If they admit it, it's out there and they have to follow through. They're making sure, but it's like they are sure. They're very resentful at the fact they made that choice. It's taken a long time to deal with that. They also have found that, in the initial stages, if they do look to the past, they did have resonance with this person. They did have things in common to a degree. It was who they used to be, but they haven't had that there for a very long time, and they do feel that there's a lot of pressure, a lot of personality traits that really aren't, kind of merging in the mix of this. And it's they do know that part of the reason why they are the way they are towards you is because of this person's insecurity and awareness of how they feel towards you. Even though they have shown integrity on both sides of the fence where nothing has gone down. Do you get what I'm saying? But ultimately, and they feel that they do need to make a choice in their life, but they feel nobody's going to be happy. Like nobody's ever happy at this point. They've tried to give to one and give to the other to keep everyone happy in their lane. They don't necessarily want to stay in their lane, but they do have that integrity where they have to do the right thing spiritually. Inevitably, they do feel you guys are going to talk, but they need to open up towards you and tell you what has been bothering them. And I feel it's like a declaration of love. It's like, look, I'm going to catch 22 here. I chose this path. I entangled myself financially. This person at a point in my life was good to me. If I'm ending this cycle, yes, in fact, I am frustrated at how this is going. I'm accidentally, unintentionally, maybe taking it out on you. But part of the reason is because I do have feelings for you. But I'm in this messy situation that I need to wrap up myself. And I also have people needing on me everywhere. And I feel at times I just don't even have anything left for myself, and I'm doing the best, and I feel people don't understand I'm doing my best. That's what they're saying. They do want peace between you. They understand if you're fed up and you want to move towards love. They don't necessarily want you to do that. They want to show up for you. But there could be some message they're going to tell you. But I think they want to get to the root cause of it with you. Okay? Now, who do we have next? Research clue. How are we doing, research clue? Most welcome, Dawn. Look after yourself, girl. Things are shifting. Things will shift. Yeah, I think I went back and listened to the podcast style video I did for the members, which was it touched bases with a lot of things. So I am going to share it in the community feed for you guys. Initially, I shared it to Discord. And that was because I was on my phone. Now, in the update, if you're not a member, I would highly advise to go through and look at it. It's got a bunch of things in it, which I may break down into little mini podcasts to help us work through these differences, to give you guys some breakthroughs. Because, sometimes we understand in examples, sometimes we understand in text, and it does break those things down. What's going on? Okay, you have the first card, you have research clue. It can be to do with again, I do feel karmic energy. This can be coming through on twin side. I do feel a heaviness there. Separately, I do feel things to do with home and family. I do feel a frustration that you do want to be somewhere at the moment that you feel you haven't got to. And, you could be being really hard on yourself that you have not achieved that yet. Like I'm drawing in sadness for no reason. Like I said, the Scorpio transits, they're deep, but it's something that's there already. And 9 times out of 10, until we stop, we don't feel these things. So by pausing and how do I explain it? By pausing, we actually get all these downloads that were there, but we were just holding ourselves together, if you get what I'm saying. And again, empath energies do need to protect themselves because what we can do is turn ourselves into a toilet. It's like this person feels that, I'll own it. And you embody the vibration. It can be an upgrade of your psychic gift as well. So it's learning how to flush. Yeah, things to do with like inheritances, children, legacies, what you're going to leave behind. It's almost like how do I explain it? An inherited standing, but it's like where your life is going to remain the same. But I feel you're wanting to give, you're wanting to hold on to something. You have an intention, maybe with a home and what you want to do with that, but it's something that you're actually reviewing. All right. There has been, you are working hard to move away from conflict. You could also be hearing things through the grapevine. Yeah. It can be exhaustion. Understanding our bodies and how things work, you're getting into more balance, but there is something to do with the contract that you're looking at here. And I do feel you're becoming more assertive, but there is a difference between being assertive and talking to the wall. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes with circumstance, we can't make people work with us. If they're not working with us, it can be driving us crazy. Do I feel this is a love interest? No. I feel this is a separate situation going on that does cause conflict. And sometimes when we are tired, we can have this embodiment of frustration coming out in it. Even though it is a directly frustrating situation, we can fire away in that direction. But your cards are showing you are walking away from drama, but you feel it's staying the same. And that is because you're tired. Now, if you have a chain of unfortunate events that you've been dealing with, what they are saying is you intellectually can be feeling, if you make a certain choice, if you walk down a particular road, that your star card in tarot is not coming to you, that you're going to remain in darkness and it's not going to get any better and it's going to stay the same. I do think you're critically looking at areas, in life that need addressing. And it's almost like the liar movie. You can't lie to yourself. So it's a very realistic viewpoint. I probably, if you were going to make any major decision, if you can make a decision that creates flexibility where you can change your mind, go for gold. If you can't, I think by mid-January, you're going to have more clarity and you are going to start moving in those directions and dealing with circumstances that you feel are more sustainable. But what you're looking for is, can you keep up this energy, outgoing energy source forever? And what they're saying is you're needing to find a harmony. If something is too complicated, to fine tune it. Saturn almost says reduce the content, create the foundation, build upon the foundation. But if the foundation in life is crap, you can't build on it. Get the foundation right. Everything else goes up from there. And that is what I think you're trying to attempt. You could have aches. I'm getting like the intuition energy does feel quite clouded because it's an overdrive of information. I want to know why this is coming up. They're saying you have more than 2 directions. More than 2 options. Again, I don't feel this is in love. I feel, no. And if you do have cross feelings to do with that, they're saying get very clear. You know what you love, you know where you're going. And you're going, no, I don't. Yes, you do. Yeah, they're just saying be very clear with what you're wanting. Because part of you in the ego is like, yes, but X, Y, and Z hasn't shown up, so therefore X, Y, and Z isn't so. No. You can't lie to yourself. If X, Y, and Z is still something spiritually you're feeling, you can't unfeel it. You have to go through it. Do you get what I'm saying? But they're definitely saying, you definitely don't want to get hurt again. But then go into it slowly. It doesn't mean you're going to get hurt again. We all hurt in some shape or form in our life. It's unavoidable. But we also need to live. You know, in feeling the good, the bad, and the ugly is living. In not having any of that is imprisonment. That's the 12th house. It's all or nothing. And it is a left or right. But you do have a choice there. And you do need to maybe get grounded. Know that you have the skills that you can address this. And that, you know, these energies are coming towards you. They're also saying stop being so hard on yourself. That if you have to make a very, very big decision, this could be surrounding wealth or foundation, to make the decision. Not one's right or wrong. Make the decision of what you feel spiritually is correct for you. If you're kind of going to an ideal of what you want to do, and again, I'm getting such a gut ache. It's almost like anxious energy churning. That is the rejection energy. That is like trying to tell yourself, yes, no, that can work. But then your gut is in knots, is saying, but no, you can't do it differently. And I hope that lands it. You know, God's speaking code, that can be to protect you. So it's private, especially because this isn't a public platform. But they're saying sit with it. They are definitely saying sit with it. Don't be hard on yourself. You're not there to save the world. Love also can come in the shape of a co-worker. This can be an ex-co-worker, I do feel. But they were referencing work. There is a choice between two paths as well. Yes, I feel ya. See? I'm telling you, just accept the fact that we're going to be tied till Jupiter goes direct. I still do believe about a week to 2 weeks before it goes direct, we're going to have more energy, and especially because we do have placements in Sag. They're going to give us that Jupiter vibe. Today, Western Australian time, we do have the moon transitioning through Scorpio. So again, it can be a bit obsessive. It can be deep feelings, protective energy, like I'm going to shut the world out. The sun currently, it is going to be moving into the house of Capricorn by the 22nd, but currently it's in the house of Sagittarius. So, you know, things we're moving towards the identity, the vitality. We're having new chapters in the area of Sagittarius. We, on the 12th, have the moon in Sagittarius, which I have a blog post coming out. Stay tuned for that. The members have it already. It's going to be at the 20-degree point. That, again, is Jupiter. It's like, can we change our eating? Can we change, you know, what can we do to liberate ourselves? Is it changing, resting, meditating, planning? Deep feelings due to Venus and Scorpio as well. Giggle. Oh, thanks, sweet. Yeah, look, it's a human experience for us to feel, you know, am I building? Am I building on a correct foundation? And really, you know, I keep using the analogy, but Saturn wants us to succeed. So Saturn is the foundation. It's like the Godfather, right? It's we can get hundreds of examples through the world of how people were deeply successful. And it's like, keep it simple, stupid. Have you ever been to a restaurant and they've got different genres of food and you're like, wow, I'm getting really confused here. What do I go to? And it's like, if you have the foundational things that, the most common things maybe in a certain genre of food that individuals will eat, you have the foundation. And then what do they have? They have the specials of the day. It's something to tantalize you, shake things up, keep it shiny and glossy. It's the same as a YouTube channel. If you don't keep it shiny and glossy and upgrade things, because people change, your patrons change, it's going to be stagnant, right? So that's the same principle in life. Foundation first, build upon it. Wardrobe, same thing. Foundational pieces, build upon it. Hit me with the tea. What did I send there? Okay. Well, like I said, I still stand by what I messaged you. That person, this individual, I did comment to Giggle. Can I share my message to you? Not in great detail, obviously. It's up to you, Giggle. Do you want to come live with me, audio-wise? Because talking to you is a bit easier than texting. Copy. It's up to you. You don't have to have your camera going on. I'll have to turn my audio on. So nobody talk in Discord. It'll all come through in the audio because I've got talk to text. I better close it. No talking in Discord. No live. What, you want me to talk to you on my telephone? Just don't put your camera on. Hey, what's the difference? We said we were going to add podcasts to YouTube, so definitely adding podcasts. Dog's barking. Okay. So anyway, if I have any patrons, basically that I have done readings for, the energy of the individuals around you, I get psychic downloads. And at times, if there's a message in there coming up in my grill, I will touch base with you free of charge and I'll PM you and go, FYI, this person, that person, you're going to hear from them. And they're like, oh, BS. And then it inevitably, so how long ago was it that I messaged you? Thursday, Friday? I mentioned it Thursday. We talked about, Thursday. And so contact came through. Oh, let the dogs out. Let's see what comes up in Giggle Spray. And then we got Kerry and Don Scorpio. Thank you for joining us in the house, whoever's here yesterday. There you go. Well, I'm at Sunday. Yeah. I was like, listen, lady, TF's all up in my grill. They're feeling X, Y, and Z. The anger more is because we are feeling a certain way, if that makes sense. It's not, I hate myself. It's like, why is this happening? Why am I feeling apprehensive, emotional? And then it's the anger of, why is this happening? It's a lot of things. I think the feeling they're having at the moment is that frequency with Aries, very tired, apprehensive, almost. Okay, the key thing I'm hearing is they do know that something spiritually isn't working, and I don't think it's anything to do with you. I think it's to do with the fact that a routine, a way they're dealing with things, how they're spiritually handling life, it's all too much. They're still making a statement that their work is going to clash with this, that this is inevitably going to become a problem. They do feel also is that, how do I explain it? They're baffled at times that you do continue to talk to them. It is actually aiding them with feeling more confident with this connection, because in the past, potentially with connections, if something went pear-shaped, it was over. This is rebuilding their confidence in the connection. It's also rebuilding their ability to open up to you, because, no matter what is going down, there is no punishment. Not so much punishment. Their feeling is, well, I've mucked it up now, so it's over. They don't get that with you. You're resilient. So you're saying, no, we're going to redo this differently. I need you to look at this differently. I won't punish you because maybe I don't agree with you. I'm coming to the table with attempting to work with you, but you need to work with me. But so it is making them feel more confident that they don't need to be afraid, and that's why they feel silly. They also feel that, okay, this is a weird one. And they may not even know that they're thinking this. Okay, they're kind of like, if you see my full quirk 24/7, are you going to stick around? And I think the only way they're going to know that is if they test it. They're like, you don't know me. No. You don't know the real me. You haven't seen the real me. You need to actually explain to this person, I have seen X, Y, Z, and I'm still here. You need to jump in the hot tub, and I will prove it to you that we can handle this. We are a team. We can handle this. We can deal with it. Do I think they don't want you around and they want their pet? No, I don't. I think it is more the fear of, if you see them in the good, the bad, and the ugly, which you already have, you will leave. You won't like what you see. People have rejected them. It is one of their biggest fears, is that you're innocent, you're meek, you don't know this. Yeah. And that inevitably it's going down. Chemistry and passion is there. Karmics be on to the left. Could a karmic have come up and caused issues? Yes, but I don't think it was in a romantic context. Again, I still feel this person is going to articulate to you what the hang up is. This could have been a traumatic event that happened to this person that has caused them to feel these apprehensive feelings. That's really what I'm getting. They're scared. They also sometimes believe that maybe you're going to up and leave and be with somebody else because you have said so. Not necessarily in that context, but they're like, because this person's got passion in their pants for you big time, and it is very I think they underestimate themselves. They definitely got passion in the pants. Okay, they're like, if I have been Slim Shady, then you could be Slim Shady, and I value you. I don't want you to be Slim Shady. No shade on Slim Shady. I'm just saying. They also do. Okay, they know that you are within your right to be apprehensive because the quietness sometimes can cause you to believe there's a karmic. That I'm telling you, I really do feel there's going to be a major conversation to do with the past. It's coming. It's very close, but it's big. It's lots of revelations. It's more than what you've received. I do think there's going to be some light bulb moments, but I think it could be really getting into that comfortable space where this person can articulate, look, I had X, Y, and Z go down. This made me feel this way. And I do think you're going to be quite... They have not told you the depth of the mess up with a particular individual, and it's going to open your eyes. It's going to totally open your eyes, but I do think they're getting ready to open up about it. Very close. Anywho, we have Kerry. Hello, beautiful Kerry. Thank you for text messaging me, my love, for your super chat and saying FY, Yildiz, we got my super chat. I have done such through X, Y, and Z. We got you. Let's look at Kerry's, and then we have Don Scorpio's. This is my jacket. This is such a big jacket. Why did I get a big jacket? Because I want it to feel like a dressing gown. When you're cold, we aren't playing around. We want big blanket material here. I get cold as ice. Most welcome, Giggle. You know you're a parent when you look to the left and you're looking at your cuppa and going, was that today's or yesterday's? Now, I'm a very clean person, but it's always cold. Quite frankly, I know I took my cups out. And also, I still would like iced coffees made with no sugar. I just want an iced coffee with no sugar. Look at me. I look like I've got bull horns. I need some gel, but I don't really put product in my hair. Oh, Giggle, my hair's so heavy. Carrie, it's so heavy. Look how, like, I literally showed Giggle the other day how much it grew. And I'm like, look at this. It's so heavy. It's like a rope. My dog chases me. It's like carrying a rug around on my head. Okay. I just did that with a cup of tea, like, yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, Twin likes it. And my puppy chews it. Yeah, Giggle has seen my puppy jump behind me and want to pull it like a rope. She thinks it's my tail. Okay, now, question. Kerry, this could be something to do with the reading that we had before, might be coming up for you. This also could be thinking about going to a psychic medium. Doesn't have to be me. You don't owe me X, right? Or something to do with the reading that you heard, and it can be anywhere. This is the channeling is coming about. You also may be planning to book any of the above, right? I do feel spiritually your intuition is coming online. It's almost like you're listening to yourself more. The more rested you're going to hear how you're feeling. You're really needing to, in your mind, you feel criticized, you feel misunderstood, but you also could be spiritually looking at a past tense love interest. And you can be a little bit protective of that, but you also are noticing people's behavioral patterns. I feel you're assessing a risky situation at this point, and it's like could be like bookkeeping, risk assessment, pros and cons of going one way or another, but you're definitely weighing the scales here. You have some plans in mind. You have a time frame. You're hoping for more time. They're asking you to get on it. They're asking you to trust your intuition, to move in the direction that you feel is best for you. They're also saying that you do have the tools involved here. They're asking you to redirect the energy onto your side of the fence. It's going to be time well used. You also could be becoming more active, wanting more active energy, wanting more physical vitality. You're hoping to God this person comes back correct and they own their kahunas and come back and that they're changed and different. This could be, I don't know why I'm hearing the term revenge. It's like, how do I explain it? It's so that everything can get back in harmony and all your efforts and energy you put into your life is for a purpose. But there is a reconciliation here. But you do think this person needs to pull the britches up and get things done. And you directly are feeling as though you're not going to reach out. You have no intention whatsoever of reaching out. There's emotions at times that could cause triggers and you'd love to pick up the phone. But spiritually speaking here, I feel as though, you know, you have no intent. Something in your dynamic, how do I explain it? I do feel between Christmas and July 2024, they're making reference to, because I heard Christmas and July. I do directly feel you're going to have a big transition. This can be surrounding money. It could be a direct location. It also can be to do with job. I also feel between now Christmas and July, they keep mentioning Christmas and July, you particularly could be going through a change that is going to look starkly different to where you are. But as far as you're concerned, these individuals need to resolve their issues. There is an individual here that is a male energy. I feel this is a non-romantic. This could be a family member. You want this person to be back in the gentle energy. I do think you're potentially going to see it, but I think it won't be till January till you see such. There could be something coming up to do with Christmas and New Year's and you wanting to make a very solid decision in your life. You don't want to leave people alone, but you also don't completely want to be alone. But you feel you have to make a very hard decision here. This is a very difficult decision. Being hard on yourself isn't going to make the past different, but it's going to take you away from the present. So they're saying to come back to the present, to be realistic, to start, you know, don't look at what hadn't worked. Look at what can you do today. That's it. Keeping it simple. Because if you are going into and I can't say it's victim consciousness. Sometimes it's people maybe making statements, okay? It feels as though you need to get real focused, very focused. It's like, get the tunnel vision. These are my plans. My plans can be changed. I'm not hearing the white noise of criticism. I'm shutting that out because it's taken me off path. It's a little bit like American Werewolf in London. Don't go off the road. Stay on the path, right? And you go, well, what happens if I do? And we're going down the rabbit hole off the path and the wolf is going to come and get us. That's why it's the intellect. So it says staying on the path, follow the light, move towards your star card. And if you do that, you're not going to allow the psyche to activate the self-sabotage, because we can't change the past. We can change the here and now, and our steps then could inadvertently change our future. Okay. Well, just keep saying to yourself, is this the American Werewolf in London? Is it serving a purpose? Am I looking at it? Or am I going off path here, which is going to lower my vibration and put my foundation at risk? Am I going down the rabbit hole? Is it self-serving, or is it the victim consciousness of let me become the victim because I'm giving it permission then? I've been told the American Werewolf in London is off that friggin' path. Why don't we go? I think that might be fun. Well, American Werewolf in London. Okay? Anytime you're doing that, American Werewolf in London. Let's go down the 12th house of the American Werewolf in London. I swear you will get some screams, some horror shows, some, what other ones could it be? Movies that come out with transits and Pisces. I will be talking about that. Yeah, American Psycho, Avatar, Pisces energy. Don Scorpio. Let's have a look at yours. Do we have Don Scorpio in the house? We haven't had hugely hot weather the last few days, but I've had hay fever. Stay in the sunlight, Kerry. Well, look, the good thing about the star card is you had a tower. Now you had a tower. You're going to pick the pieces up and build to go to your star, because there's light at the end of the tunnel if you can keep focused. Because it's like this, right? Keep focused. Keep your eye on the goal. Caddyshack. Keep your eye on the ball. Thank you, Giggle. So anyway, I had antihistamine because I have chronic sinusitis. And there's flowers everywhere. I had to shake my washing. My washing was covered in yellow flowers. I'm like, got hay fever and now I've got to wear this. Probably get hives on my skin. Staying in the aircon at the time. Well, we're having gale force winds, so we don't really need aircon right about now. Yeah, you can have your negative days, but just don't live there. It's not a great holiday destination. Shit. You know, the good thing about, for instance, when we've had something really bad happen, like a passing, is we have bills, we might have kids, we have food, we have shelter we have to address. So although we have that going on, it's almost like we're forced to keep present, to keep focused, because we still need a foundation. And after that, we feel different. I feel strong soulmate coming in, romance coming in, feeling vibes. It's probably a past person. I'm just going to be honest with you. If you feel them up in your grill, they're on the way. It's like a doorbell, really. Generally, it would be a feeling of that. If you had manifested in, especially if you got Scorpio placements, very, very possible. New chapters, new beginnings, and spiritually can be that you directly feeling you're ready for that. And so inevitably, because you are opening your heart chakra, you're going to attract these energies in. But Mercury retrograde is bringing people from the past back. Anyone you've known over the last, I don't know, since 2008 and beyond. There is, I'm getting the house. It's almost like marriage, okay? This can be a thought of being ready for a relationship, marriages, contracts, partnerships. This can be something that's on your mind. This can be something spiritually you're ready for. This also can be manifesting in, but you're getting the charms. You're getting the doorbells. You're the third person that got the moon card. Emotions can be coming up. I actually feel your vibration to be very settled. I don't get any bad juju or anything to that degree. It feels overall handling dynamics. I can't say, you feel perfect every day of the week. You could go into the, the 5 of coins, but I feel it's more your attitude shifting. It's like the Cup song, you're going to miss me when I'm gone. It's this attitude that you're opening up doors, you're preparing, you're getting ready for love. So what will happen is when you're ready for love, a lot of people will start coming towards you. That also can be a sign that TF is as well. And it's about selecting what you feel spiritually is going to be correct for you. But if you're going into it still with them on your mind, still with like, well, if they got their shit together, I might take them back. You may want to go more slowly into a brand new connection, especially if you're still going to be intuitively thinking about another, because you're going to drag that energy into the connection. But what I'm saying is you feel overall quite open. We've got the sacral chakra energy here. We have the moon energy. For some reason, I do see a potential of travel, but I don't know why I'm getting it to the end of next year. This could be a long-term goal, somewhere you're going to be going to. I also see a reference of, I don't know who these link to, but you could know somebody who is overseas. You could be wanting to go to a particular destination. You also could be meeting somebody that's quite key. Venus and Scorpio. Yeah, well, look, the transits in Scorpio is when I got married. Transits in Scorpio have been when I've got divorced. Why? Is because it's a return to that Venus. So it comes full circle. We've got moon, we've got sun, All of those are going to bring recharge energy through the entire year when they hit that zone in that area for you. So you're open to this, which initially, spiritually, what you'll get is this will come up for you that you are opening that door. You also will have that due to the moon, right? As within, as without. Opening this person, and again, Venus and Scorpio, they like passionate things. We accidentally attract difficult things, but it's like a painting. Venus and Scorpio is going to need depth of feel. It's going to need body. It can't be too easy. If it's too easy, we're like, it's not even the too good to be true. You have no depth. You have no character. You have no juxtaposition. It's not interesting. There's no story to read. The story is told. This is what you are going to attract in. But if you are like a good bottle of wine and you're an aged Scorpio, experienced with that energy, you're going to attract in the best of both worlds, the passion, the privacy, the let me intuitively think about this. I'm going to take my time going into this. And then we're not inevitably going to end up with this, which is an all or nothing. It's extremity. So try and find harmony in that. But psychically, I do feel doors are opening now for you. This can be in the area of love, where they directly are coming in, and you're going to have a choice. I don't know why I see three. I see three choices. And I do think this is in love, so 3 paths. This also can be the term of third time lucky. Okay, I hope that helps. Anyone you know have kids linking to love? And I get the weirdest messages. They're making reference to you getting a new perfume. Do you have a new perfume, my love? Could have been a gift, could be something you're wearing. Now I have to clear my crown chakra. So they reference new perfume, third time lucky, doors opening. You'll probably have a lot of things changing though. You'll be changing your hair, your look. This also can be to do with the privacy, especially if you're doing anything in business. I'd keep it private. Venus and Scorpio. Top secret, depth of feel. That's what you're going to be looking for success. But yeah, definitely transitions are possible for you in career. And as it comes to love, so you did get a new perfume. What is it? It smells good. I was like, perfume. Ooh, I'll have to try that. Well, this also could be a favorite perfume that person liked. They're also saying, they're showing me Britney perfume. I don't know why, but there's also an image of a crystal. It can be like a purple box, something with the crystal in the background, but they're making reference to the perfume being somebody's favorite. And it can be that person really liked you wearing perfume. Yeah. Okay, my love. Enjoy. I'll have to go smell that because it does smell nice. I like, what was my one? Izimyaki. To me, it was very ocean-like. Yeah, fresh, breezy, crisp. Tad feminine, masculine, combination of the both. Yeah, Izimyaki. Okay, my love. Take care. Thank you, Giggle. But I definitely can smell it. Yeah, I've got a few, and I'm very selective of it because, again, I for a while there did stop wearing it, and that's because we chemistry wise are attracted to the pheromones, of another person, and sometimes it can put a person off. So it was like, Ola natural, hygienic, clean, fresh. And then that person from a hormone chemical point of view can just be attracted to me, not the perfume, and go, hey, yay, nay. But yeah, it does really smell nice. I can literally, with my sixth sense, I was like, that smells divine. But that's how my psychic gift works. It can be food, taste, touch, visual. I got all my senses up there. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the update with the super chats. We will be doing members updates soon. Stay tuned for the midweek session. Do get yours in ahead of time if you want to join us. We do have one level now, which is the Yildiz Readings VIP. Jump on board before the end of the month or you'll lose your subscription. You need to transition over. Do that as soon as possible. And stay tuned for the moon updates and the next edition for members for the Twin Flame Path. I will see you all soon.